Groundhog Day is nearly here, but there's one local spot that won't be celebrating the February 2nd holiday. Officials at the Forest Preserve District of DuPage County's Willowbrook Wildlife Center say getting the groundhog out to check his shadow for the spring forecast can actually be detrimental as they are being awakened from hibernation prematurely.
So what happens when they're waking up is now we have a body temperature that's decreased, and so now that body temperature has to increase. Now their metabolism needs to kick in and speed up. Their blood flow is going to start to increase. To have quick blood flow increasing right away can be dangerous on some of the organs.
Typically, Hamble says it's a slower process that can take days.
So having an animal wake up too soon not only can be stressful on their organs, but it can also mean that they don't have the same resources that they would have if they were able to make it through the entire winter. So there's less foods for them to eat.
The full hibernation period goes from October to late February or longer, depending on the winter and region. Though the Wildlife Center doesn't currently have a groundhog on site, from 2000 to 2023 they cared for more than 330. During that time, they would let them sleep through Groundhog Day, keeping them cozy in a den and checking on their health.
We would cover it with natural materials as well as straw and blankets and other things that can insulate and provide some, like I said, insulation for him. To hold in even whatever little bit of heat that he might be producing. And then we would open it up and we'd take a look in there and we'd just make sure that he's breathing and that he looks like he's still in hibernation.
Their last groundhog, Woodford Charles III, died last March after almost 10 years at the center. But workers there are still happy to educate the public about the nature of the groundhog, also known as a woodchuck, especially when Groundhog Day rolls around.
We would basically highlight this animal and celebrate the animal, not so much the day. And so what we would do is we would talk about woodchucks, the dangers of going into hibernation, the dangers of emerging early from hibernation, and just kind of teach people about their natural history.
As for the power of that groundhog prediction, well, Hamble says it's a bit of hogwash.
Winter is winter until the spring equinox, until March 21st, generally. And so relying on an old fable to try and predict whether or not we're going to have cold weather or a milder winter, I think is kind of setting ourselves up for a lack of success.
For Naperville News 17, I'm Patrick Cotto.